Hello and welcome to Setons, the holiest place of all real-time strategy. I hope there is no buzzing sounds or anything like that. And some great news, Dim is back playing Aeon from the beach. His name is MNB. Going first air here against Kinky Priest. Kinky Priest UEF from Rock, so definitely a good enough challenge against Dim. Well, actually we'll find out. And we also got Major Plus Kit playing mid from the bottom. Deathly, that's another interesting player to see in the middle. Deathly, not really a Setons player, but looks like he knows what he's doing. Yeah, extremely good player overall. Very nice to see Deathly and Dim on the same team. We get a Russian team going, VIP, Deathly, some others will be a very good team. We've got some other good players here. Mize playing Air versus Hicks, and then Crazed Chariot. They're really not very regular players here. Deathly and Crazed Chariot actually played quite a few Setons game recently. And True, very good player as well. So True versus Crazed Chariot, Dim versus Kinky Priest, all around goodness. We have to speed it up at first. Let's see, we got some runners. Deathly actually going just factory. Major Plus Kit a little slower it seems. And getting the rocks. Kinky Priest making PGens all the way around his ACU. Gotta maximize that build capacity, 1.5 ACUs. 3 engineers. Dim meanwhile, first air with a 3 PGen to the Hydra. Let's see if he's gonna try to grab the island or not. Looks like some engineers or some PGens from Mize given over to Major Plus Kit. And a lot of scouts as well from Hicks. These are very early scouts. Quite expensive for a build to put scouts instead of engineers early on from just a single factory, so that might cost them, but of course that early recon is very nice. And actually helping out his Rock against Dim. He looks like will, yeah, so this scout a little bit wasted. Transport from Dim very quick here, just after 3 minutes. This is going to challenge Kinky. We're also seeing Chariot. So both beaches are going to challenge for the islands. That's a very good sign. Meanwhile, in the middle, Major Plus Kit versus Deathly going at it. Deathly has bought himself a toy, a little bit of artillery action. It's really good against ACUs that don't move. You can see a bit of missing. So as long as ACU moves, this already will miss. But once it hits, it's very accurate. It can cause a lot of damage. Looks like we got a drop now from a Dim. MNB splitting his NG. He's going to get a point defense up. Bomber from Kinky. And then the other, both beach players playing extremely well. And that's going to be very interesting. Looks like Deathly, maybe not. Deathly still fine. But Major Plus Kit did lose quite a bit of health. A tank with 2 kills from Major Plus Kit to take care of the artillery. So both mid players doing very well. Let's see what the numbers are. Major got 5,700. Deathly 5,400. Basically dead even. It looks like now we got a standoff. Kinky Priest with a counter drop, but he's at a bit of a disadvantage. Point defense on point defense action, but once you get some walls around the point defense, oh wow, the walls are the difference. Wow, Dim a bit unlucky there. That single engineer was a hero. Dim had a very good position, but has lost the island against Kinky. It's a bad turn of events. He was doing very good. Looks like he's going to go to Navy. Meanwhile, in the middle, UEF versus Aeon. Deathly in a bit of trouble here. He's poking his head out. Yeah, he's going to cancel his upgrade, go into the water. Of course, Aeon at range does have an advantage. But once you get some bombers, you just kill all that Aeon and run them over. Looks like a counter drop from a True on the island against Crazed Chariot. He has got some point defenses, but of course unable to. You will not be able to get factory if you put point defenses exactly at this position. And with factories and arties, no chance for True. Plus now some Navy, a lot of Tech 1 Navy from Crazed Chariot. Yeah, looks like Dim is not going to do any more against that island. Let's see how he recovers. He's going second air or Tech 2 air. Tech 1 Navy. Meanwhile, Major Plus Kit. It's pretty even assault. Looks like the ACU is not yet involved. Both ACUs getting upgrades. Already Tech 2 for Major Plus Kit. Deathly No Tech 2 yet, but about to have the gun. Actually, Tech 2. So both players going first Tech 2. In the middle. So a bit of trouble here from Crazed Chariot, but True is just going to go ahead and lose his point defenses. Crazed Chariot is going to get a lot of extra mastery claim. That was a big overkill there. I'm expecting some drops. Deathly here. 39 kills, facing a superior force. Major Plus Kid got the gun. And we got to remember, Dim does have Tech 2 air. So torpedo bomber is definitely an option. Tech 2 power from Dim. Dim going in with some frigates, but plenty of Navy from Kinky Priest. Here, yet another drop, it seems, from True. So True putting up a really good fight, and that's a lot of tanks. Really nice in close quarters. Aeon unable to kite, gets absolutely dominated unless True gets to micro. Also submarines looks like a good counter to that Navy. In the middle appears Major Plus Kid has taken over, and Deadly's got to run away from torpedoes. Deadly's got to run away and get on dry land, or torpedo bombers are going to get him eventually here. 11 minutes. Drops coming in from Kinky Priest after he's taken his island. Swift Twins scouting. Dim looks like going for Tech 3 and torpedo bombers as well. He is getting scouted. So good scouting from Kinky. You should see there's Tech 2 coming in his way. Meanwhile, Deathly trying to counter Major Plus Kid with a Tech 2 torpedo launch. Of course, you can hit this with some arty. Also, Deathly making pretty good progress in the middle with some Tech 2 lands, some Obsidians. Should be an easy counter, though. And it looks like both islands have been retaken by Rock. True with some excellent play here against Crazed Chariot to get it back, and Deathly now under assault from torpedo launchers. This Navy from True needs to just run away. It is going to die in the explosion, so it looks like the first death in this game will be Deathly. It becomes a 4 versus 2, and of course Setons is played with Give. Otherwise, games like this would be ruined. It should be pretty obvious that playing with Give is better. Dim is on a transport here, minute 13. He does have Tech 3 engineering. He's going to fly over this Tech 1 Navy. That's very ridiculous. Kinky Priest just had Dim fly over his head. Kinky does have Tech 2 engineering. He's got a lot of Tech 1 NGs. Tech 1 NGs versus Tech 2. Quick shield for Dim. Gotta watch this slow. Tech 2 point defenses as well. Kinky Priest probably has to retreat in this position. Kinky Priest also has the engineers on the other side of Dim. Good scouting with transports from Dim. Pretty ridiculous, and also Tech 2 air from Dim. This is the classic Dim that we know and love. If something doesn't work, he just comes in and makes it work. I mean, he lost that island early on, very, very unlucky. And com drop at Fort. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Dim has just killed Kinky. Massive Tech 2 air, Tech 3 ACU drop. This has become a, what is this? 2v4 now. So Dim taking out both players. And this is why we love this player. And now he's back on the transport and not waiting for anybody. And oh no, is he gonna die? He is gonna die. He almost didn't die. There was a single SF from Hicks that wasn't killed by Mize, and that's the one that took out the transport. That's why going on a transport is so dangerous. If he would have dropped that, that would have just been a little too much. If Dim could have killed every single player here, he was well on the way to do that. You see the gunships from Dim have been given over, but of course once this Tech 3 anti-air is made by Hicks, the Tech 2 gunship's no longer viable. Might as well just raid somewhere else. This is really good. Wow. I'll speed this up again. In the other island, we got a fight Aeon versus UEF. It's going to be a shield battle. Looks like more shields here from Crazed. UEF in close quarters though should be pretty good, but it looks like overall many more units from Crazed. a lot more Tech 2, so True is a bit of trouble. He needs to get a lot more units, so that's a lot of destroyers. In the middle we got Major Plusket trying to get some defense. We see the Tech 2 push from Hicks. This is Deathly's old base, Deathly's old units. He's also now at Tech 3, a lot of build capacity in the middle. And of course Mize with total air domination, Tech 3 bombers. It's going to be really difficult to survive if you're Hicks and Crazed. But if Crazed can win this Navy and go air, I mean in terms of map control they're doing quite well. For 3 versus 2, still definitely in the game. And one thing to note, even though Dim beat his opponent, he did not win Navy. He has wiped out a lot of his base, but Navy, it looks like, is going to belong to the top side. So if Crazed wins Navy, the top side has total naval control. It will be a lot up to Major Plusket to get something going through the middle, which would be very difficult given, actually it might not be, there's a GC being built. But Mize with total air domination looks like he chose that target. He's going to prevent the GC from being built. So Mize together with Major Plusket should be able to make progress on the ground, put pressure against Crazed. But of course Crazed could just go with a Tech 3 and get a GC back at his base. Or even Hicks might try to do it. You can see Mize here sitting on 2 bases. Basically just air spamming Tech 3. But a lot of Tech 2 flak and a lot of Tech 3 anti-air from Crazed. A lot of power from Hicks. So if Hicks gets his build capacity, he should be able to make air. And he's moving a lot of NGs to his Tech 3 air factories. Mize is in danger of losing air here. He just might actually lose air, and that's going to really even out this game. It appears that True is able to fight back against Crazed using Tech 3 torpedo bombers. Looks like these were given by Mize. So Mize keeping True in the game. And True needs to use this opportunity to get back, and he's going to get some Tech 3 Navy. That's definitely going to help. Meanwhile, Major Plusket takes the opportunity, moves through the middle. It's a good teamwork between Major and Mize. And a lot of gunships now from Mize. Looks like he's going to try to clean up the Navy. That'll be a pretty big priority. If you can take the Navy and get a Navy going, that'll really solidify the position. But in the middle, great work. Seeing Tech 2, Tech 3, we've seen a bunch of Perseus rolling through. Looks like not too much. There is a little bit of flak here. But Hicks has once again won air over his own position. Tech 3 gunships coming in. If they can selectively kill off Tech 2 flak here, that's exactly what they're going to do. No mistake from Hicks. Also some restorers from Crazed, so that force is doomed. Very much doomed. And this has now just become a very even game. Still a couple Strat Bombers doing good damage from Mize. One advantage you can say for the bottom side is that Dim did take out a lot of economy from Kinky's base. Here we're seeing air versus Tech 1 Navy. And we should see all these engineers get on this factory, get some missile ships. Tech 3 missile ships, it'll be absolutely devastating. Unless Mize has plans of winning it earlier, which will be very difficult. Looks like Mize has some plans for power storage. It'll be interesting to see some bombs fall on that base. Yeah, this is no longer an obvious air battle. A lot of gunships here as well. So this makes this top naval encounter here, minute 25, so much more important. It'll be very difficult to break this shield spam from Crazed, and Crazed, here's he's not stopping, he's making shields non-stop. But of course UEF with some really nice Tech 3 ships. They can't outrange though against the Aeon destroyers. Aeon destroyers, very nice range. Same as the battlecruiser. Some NGs dropped off from True. Just gonna grab some of that mass. Look at all these restores. That's a very dangerous force. Plusket has a shield in his ACU, a lot of flak as well. But that force is something to respect. Also another gunship force from Hicks. These gunships are a bit lost, it seems. Looks like Mize is going to come in, and we might see a very important air fight. So everything here becomes critical. Looks like Mize is now going to take the bait. Although this would be a nice place to fight. Some really nice flak, bad place to land. Or those gunships, they're not going to fly away. We're also seeing Tech 3 air from Crazed. Here coming up minute 30. Tech 3 Navy spam, cruisers, probably shields from True. And Mize does not want to lose air because with all those gunships they can start raiding Dim's old base. Also Major Plus gets mid base here. A lot of really nice mass extractors completely undefended if air is lost. We're also seeing restorers coming into the naval battle. And now True is going to have to contend with a lot of gunships. And looks like he's not going to have air control either, so he won't be able to use Air Force to try to get back into the game. Another push through the middle. A lot of Percys and a lot of flak this time. But we might see a GC started by Crazed. So these Percys got to move quick and they got to move away from that GC. Also an anti-nuke, no nukes yet. The nukes is something that's, I think, very probable in this one. Yeah, this is a really enjoyable game. Really liking this. Actually, one thing I want to do. Hopefully, I wasn't too much problems. So we're now seeing some Percys moving through. Major Plus kit, and this could actually be very interesting. If that GC isn't finished quickly enough, it's already past halfway point. See Strat bombers against Percys. Yeah, it looks like Crazed is going to get that up in time. Percys won't be able to finish, also under pretty heavy aerial assault. So just a little late there for Major Plus kit. Naval fight, which is also extremely important. We can see here True calling for the Percys to go after power. Looks like they are able to take out some. If you take out power, the shields go down, and if the shields go down for either one of these naval players, that's really the time to attack for the other. And here we see how quickly the GC and the gunships have cleaned up. So now, given that the GC is moving through the middle, seeing Major Plus kit here getting a fatty, but he really needs to get a lot of Tech 3-point defense. Otherwise, that GC is just going to roll through, given the Navy support plus the air support. So big problems there for Mize and company. True has some long-term plans. Don't really see an anti-nuke from him, but he's got a lot of build capacity planned, a lot of Tech 3 power generators. I'll speed this up again. And here we got a big assault. Looks like Crazed is moving in, leading with the restorers. Restorers, yeah, they're going after a battle cruiser, although they're getting hit quite hard by the cruisers. We're seeing it's oh yeah, and Mize is coming in. This will be a very important fight. Hard to tell what's going on, but if Mize can win this, which will be very difficult because it's 2v1 plus restorers in the air. But of course, we can't forget about cruisers from True. It looks like Mize doing getting the upper hand there quite nicely. Of course, all these cruisers definitely help them. A very important fight, but True has to be careful. Looks like Crazed is moving in, even though he did lose quite a few of his resties. He still has a couple. Yeah, that's a lot of shields as well from True, and a lot of Tech 2 submarines coming in under the shields. Gonna try to counter EF, which have pretty weak torpedoes. Looks like no torpedo boats yet. We might see, yeah, torpedo boats not coming out from True. So these Tech 2 subs are going to get a lot of kills before torpedo boats get on the field. But here, I think with all these Tech 3, True is still in very good shape. Unless he loses all his shields, then he's going to be in trouble. Of course, GC looks like it stopped in the middle. A little disappointing. But I guess no risk here. An ACU with the gun shields. And of course, a fatty might be able to take out that GC. We're now seeing Major Plus kit is going to get some experimental submarines. Going to try to help out True. And Crazed looks like he went in and he did lose that battle. Those Tech 2 subs just not enough firepower. They're staying alive for a long time, but they just can't kill. So many overlapping shields, and the shields for Crazed are getting taken out by the battlecruiser. So you have shown their supremacy in late game over Aeon. Seen some battleships from Crazed, but without any shields, he's in huge trouble. Looks like a big powder outage now for True. This could be an opportunity for Crazed to get back in the game if he can snipe all those shields. A lot of Tech 3 torpedo bombers. See Hicks trying to save his ally. Restorers as well. This is desperate times now for the top side, throwing everything they have. But this is a good battleship from Aeon, and yet another battleship, so multiple battleships. Oh, and this is just tragic. Why did you leave at this point in the game and not go through the score screen? So we get a nice patch here telling us that there's a desync. So what I'll do is I'll speed this up as fast as I can. It does look like at this point the game is lost for the top side. I mean, it's not completely obvious, but it looks like True will win the Navy. And once he wins the Navy and Mize has total air control, it's basically game over. We're seeing a pretty nice fight in the middle with multiple GCs, but a Fatty is going to kite successfully, it seems. One thing that's a little surprising, perhaps these GCs could have stayed back, try to get Crazed to survive in the Navy. Seeing still multiple battleships from Crazed Chariot. It looks like we got GGs all around. Crazed throws in the towel. Hicks is all alone. And we're going to see nukes or anything like that. See anti-nukes, no nukes from Mize. It's a little... See, I'm a bit surprised. Mize usually likes the nukes. Hicks trying to get Donut going. No nukes of his own. Hicks did try to get a Navy. And, it does appear that Major Plus Kid was going to take care of Navy in this ocean. And it was a minor fight in comparison to what was happening in the other one. So we'll just wait and see how this ends. But I'm assuming Strat Bombers to the face is going to be the way that Hicks is going to go. See a lot of strats here from Mize. And there's Hicks, 14,000 health, no shields. Would take at least 5 bombers to just kill him. Let's see if that's what Mize decides to do. He's being very careful. A lot of anti-air here, plus a lot of flak. We're going to see another air fight. Wish this thing was like small and in the corner, not smacked in the middle. Here come the Strat Bombers. It looks like Mize is going to go ahead and end this. It's a good work from Mize. He's basically dominated air this whole time, this whole game. Major reason why it was won by his side. Of course, great play from Dim. And also from True, staying alive against Crazed. And at the end, with the help of Mize coming in to beat him. Also great play from Major Pluskett. So all around a very enjoyable game. I enjoyed it. Hopefully others did as well.